Clip of what you, just a part of what you said on Friday. You were talking about the importance of people going to get the booster jab, and you were saying that if they didn't do that, if they didn't take that seriously, then they risk losing their liberties. This is how you put it.
So many of you that came forward when it was your time. And if we want to secure these freedoms for the long term, then the best thing that we can do is come forward once again when that moment comes.
So that really was pretty much waving the big stick, saying if you don't come forward and get the booster jab, then you will lose your freedoms. And that's quite a big thing for a politician to say in a democracy like ours, isn't it? Do you think maybe you got the tone a little wrong there?
No, not at all. I think my message was very clear, and I'd say it again, in that we all have a role to play in combating this pandemic. It's not over yet. We can see that. It's not over anywhere in the world, and we can see it in our own country. And our role, each one of us, is vitally important in keeping this virus at bay. And what I was referring to there, in particular, as you've pointed out, is the importance of vaccination. The reason why today life is much more like normal versus even a few months ago is because of the phenomenal success of our vaccination program. Almost 80% of people double vaccinated, far more at least one vaccination. And in particular there, I was referring to the booster program, because we're learning more about this virus and vaccinations as each day goes by. We now know that the immunity that you get from a booster does wane over time. And if you're an older person, you're particularly vulnerable to that. And that's why we have the booster program for anyone that's classed as vulnerable, or anyone over the age of 50 that's had at least 6 months since their second jab. And we've got a role to play. And the fact is, if we didn't get our boosters when we are eligible, then we will not just put ourselves at risk, but we'll put the whole country at risk in terms of having to go backwards with this pandemic. And none of us want.
And if we want to secure these freedoms for the long term, then the best thing that we can do is come forward once again when that moment comes.